Hey guys, Fohammer2003 here, part of TGN with a review of Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Yet another fantastic release from Platinum Games and Kojima Productions? Find out in this review. So do you want to play a game where it really feels like a movie? A really good movie? Then this game will certainly satisfy. So where do I start with this entry into the Metal Gear series? Well, it's less sneaky, more fighty. What I mean by that is you rely far less on trying to remain undetected and rely much more heavily on your abilities in direct combat, with the focus being on your sword or custom weapon skills. You can, however, opt to take the undercover route at times. However, this is rarely pleasing, and the action is really where the heart of this fantastic release lies. This game is all about cinematic storytelling through high-octane fight sequences, and it certainly has a story to tell, with a very sophisticated combat system that is actually very intuitive and easy to grasp. The game's plot takes place 4 years after where Guns of Patriots left off, in the year 2018. You play as Raiden, yes, either or, who is aiding in peaceful control of an African nation, which it isn't long before things go very wrong, and from there your quest starts. The first thing to hit you without a doubt is the amazing look and detail of every single part of this game. I guess I'd use the words slick, detailed, lifelike, futuristic, smooth. You get the idea. Every texture is so detailed that moving between gameplay to cutscene and back to gameplay again is nigh on seamless, which I honestly didn't think could be done on the current generation of consoles. The lighting and water effects are themselves jaw-dropping from the start of the game. Detailed characters and enemies with a smooth animation and an almost organic feel to combat leaves you feeling like you'll be playing on another, yet unreleased platform. Each battle you encounter will be treated as a battle section, on which you are given a score, BP for upgrading Raiden, and an overall grade for how well you performed in that battle section. This is very reminiscent of Final Fantasy, except the combat is far more fluid and rewarding overall. In my opinion, of course. When battling with your enemies, using your ability to parry or block your opponents are core in the battle mechanics, allowing you to counter and trade blows with your enemy effectively. Once you have truly beaten down your opponent, you can then choose just how you wish to dispatch them for good, which is pretty much a finishing move. Either taking their life force to replenish your own, or choosing which limbs to cut off to hopefully gain a holo chip, which unlocks new technology to upgrade Raiden's abilities. This section of the combat slows down time for you, so you can select exactly which way to slice and dice your enemy. It's very satisfying. Secondary weapons range from various grenades, tactical and otherwise, homing anti-air and free fire launchers, and of course it wouldn't be a Metal Gear game unless you could climb into a box to sneak past enemies and generally hide. Of course your high frequency blade is a mainstay of your arsenal, but you can also collect and upgrade custom weapons, from the polearm to the pincer blades, and more. The game keeps everything feeling so fresh. I never felt like I was just entering another fight at a different location. This was largely because the developer has put a lot of effort into keeping the sections of each level different from the last, by adding QuickTime events that are actually spot on, and sections of parkour or free running, flight sections, elevator sequences mixed with battles, and more. It's never long before you are fighting a boss either. Trust me, this game has had thought put into every single available space. Movement mechanics are fast, smooth and fluid in Revengeance. Combat, once under your grasp, turns into a chain of events that will satisfy any action fan. Camera control will probably seem a bit twitchy at first, but once you get the hang of it, there will be no stopping you. Not only do the environments look stunning, but they are interactive too. You can slice through concrete pillars and trees amongst other things. Some sections see you able to cut the pillars of a bridge where an enemy emplacement sits on top, to see it crashing down when you take the foundations out. That said, it's a mechanic that's not used nearly enough in the game, which is a bit of a shame. The backing soundtrack is of the usual high standard you expect from Metal Gear games, ramping up the tempo during tense battles. Of course, what Metal Gear game would be complete without the iconic VR training missions? You will have to unlock the various VR missions during the campaign, which are either tucked away, in plain sight, or within objects that need to be destroyed to reveal them. Campaign length is my only concern. A playthrough according to your save file can be as little as 5.5 to 6 hours, but that does not include cutscene times. I think as a guesstimate you are looking at about 10 to 12 hours for a first playthrough. This includes cutscenes, but you will undoubtedly want to play through it more than once, and add on top of that the VR missions. So conclusion time, I guess. Well, this is one of the most polished games in this genre I have ever played. I had lost my love for Metal Gear games with the last few releases, but this one has me back in its fold, wanting to play it at every opportunity I get. The only negative point I found that's worth mentioning is the lack of either co-op or an online mode. That's obviously not what this game is about, but it's still something worth noting. Other than that, the shortness of the campaign I think is a direct result of the game being so good. You just want it to be longer. So after the popularity of my scoring system for my last review, I'll continue with this review too and give Metal Gear Rising Revengeance a solid 9.2 out of 10, assuming you enjoy this kind of game, of course. Anyway, thanks for watching my review, guys. I hope it helped, and as always, if you enjoyed it, please subscribe if you want to see more new release reviews, and like it if you feel it deserves it. Cheers, guys. Bye.